Good morning, everyone. I am Miss Eden Joy G. Sabarat, a fourth year B.Ed student. So today we will discuss about the global and environmental education. But before that, I divided the topic into two, which is the global education and the environmental education, for you to understand well our topic. So first, we will talk about the global education. When we say global education, we immediately think about worldwide education, or how each nation or each countries in our world perceives education, or what are their strategies or perspectives or beliefs about education. In this video, I will gradually explain what is the meaning of global education, or what it is all about, and as well as the environmental education. So okay, let's get started. Global education, when we heard these words, there will be a lot of questions that will come in our mind. Like for example, what does it mean? What does global education mean, or what are its perspectives? So ano ba talaga yung mga perspectives or issues about this global education? The next one is why we need to adapt it. So why do we need to adapt those perspectives that we will going to tackle? And the last one is what are the benefits of global education? Malalaman din natin kung what are those benefits that we will get from this global education. So we will discuss the meaning of global education. The main goal of global education is to enable young children to engage in shaping a better and shared future for the world. The next one is it emphasizes the unity and interdependence of human society, developing a sense of self and appreciation of cultural diversity, affirmation of social justice and human rights. So since we talk about the worldwide education, unity and interdependence of person from one country to another country will be observed, or will be talked about or tackled, developing a sense of self and appreciation of cultural diversity. So of course, it is not a one it is a worldwide countries, so there will be a lot of diversities that will be observed, or can be seen in this global education. So the students or the learners will learn to adapt, or embrace this, not just cultural diversity, but all other types, or all other forms of diversities, and also including building of peace and actions for sustainable future in different times and places. So this global education also means that there will be building of peace and actions for the better future. And it encourages positive values that assist students to take responsibility of their actions and to see themselves as a global citizen where they can contribute to a more peaceful and just and sustainable world. So global education enables students to take responsibilities of their own actions, of their own decisions. So since this will be worldwide, they will interact with other race, they will interact with other languages. So there will be a lot of decisions that they will make, or actions that they will do. So this global education will help students to take the responsibilities of their decisions, and then see themselves as a global citizen where they can contribute to a peaceful and sustainable world. So the students, or as well as the teachers, will add up to a peaceful world. The next one is it encourages positive values that assist students to take responsibility of their actions and to see themselves as a global citizen where they can contribute to a more peaceful and sustainable world. So the meaning of global education is it helps students as well as teachers to become responsible, because this is worldwide, not only one nation or one country, but students will engage or will interact with other countries where there will be a lot of different ethnicity, different races, and different languages. So therefore, students and or teachers as well will have to make a decision or actions in their lives. So therefore, this global education will help each one of us to become responsible of our own actions. And also, it is said here that see themselves as a global citizen where they can contribute to a peace and sustainable world. So, of course, since they will interact to the other countries where there will, as what I have said, there will be differences. So global education will help students or teachers to become a global citizen. So when we say global citizen, they must know their actions or decisions, or what they do to help or to contribute in a peace and sustainable world. The next one, as you can see in the graph, it is also the definition of global education, where it said that global education understand the world through disciplinary and interdisciplinary study, investigate the world where students investigate the world beyond the immediate environment. So students from their own country, they have experiences and knowledges from their own country. And when we say global education, the students will come to other countries, so they will explore or experience what does that certain country will give them. Then recognize perspectives or different perspectives, communicate ideas, and also they will take action. So you can screenshot this one and read it for you to understand better. Next is we will answer the question, what are its perspectives? So, ano nga ba yung perspectives ng global education? So, here are the 5 main perspectives of global education. So, the first one is interdependence and globalization. So, when we say interdependence and globalization, it is an understanding of the complex social, economic, and political links between people and the impact that changes have on each other. So, the society and the government. So, this perspective talks about how each one of them has an effect. When we say interdependence, it is two or more countries that impact or and rely in each other. And when we say globalization, it is the economic, social, and political interaction and integration of people in different areas in the world. So, for example, here in our country, we we get food, like for example rice in other countries like in Malaysia, in Indonesia. So they get food, they get rice from them. Just another example is the aircraft or the war machines that we President Rodrigo just bought from other countries. So that is, or that are the example of interdependence and globalization. What we have observed that nowadays most nations are interdependent and interrelated in a globalized world, just like what we have observed in the like USA and China, Philippines and Malaysia, or Indonesia, or Philippines and Iraq, or Philippines and Israel. So that are the examples of interdependence and globalization. So the next one is identity and cultural diversity. So this perspective is an understanding of self and one's own culture and being open to the culture of others. So um, just like in our school in the University of Mindanao, so there are exchange students. There are exchange students programs, like so for example, one student from UM will go to other countries. So that is the example of identity and cultural diversity, where the student of our school understands his or her own culture, and since he or she will exchange, I will go to other country or abroad. So he or she will now try or will now adapt the culture of the certain country that he is in. Then the next one is social justice and human rights. When we say social justice and human rights, this perspective is an understanding of the impact and inequality and discrimination, the importance of standing up or for our own rights, and our responsibility to respect the right of others. When we say social justice, it talks about a working towards a more equal society, and part of that is ensuring that people are treated with dignity and respect by those with public power. And also, that is the main goal of human rights. So, human rights are set out in law, and they set the rules on how the state should treat individuals. So, that means that human right can be a powerful tool to enable us to achieve social justice, anchoring our actions in the law rather than values one, which can be stretched or become optional, especially in difficulty times or situations. They are interrelated to each other. So social justice is the main focus of that is having a each person will have a dignity and respect, where that is also the main goal of human rights. But as what I have mentioned, that human rights is not just values, but it is also a tool that will help us achieve or achieve it will helps us achieve social justices like freedom and equality that we must have. So and also observe in our environment. So the global education, this is one of the perspective of the global education, because it is impossible to have a globalized education if there will be no equality, and there respect is not observed in every country or each environment, and also the dignity of each person is not allowed. So it is really impossible to achieve globalized education if those that I have mentioned are not observed or implemented well. Good morning, everyone. So we will proceed our topic to the environmental education. So just like um, global education, there will be questions that will come up in our mind when we hear those words. So first, we will ask what is environmental education. So we will ask what is the meaning of kind of education. The second one, what can we get from it? So what are the benefits we are going to take from this type of education? And then the third one, what are its components? So what are the parts of type of education? And then the last one, how does it differ from environmental information? Know what is the definition of environmental education? It is said here that environmental education is a process that allows individuals to explore environmental issues, engage in problem solving, and take action to improve environment. So this environmental education, it helps learners to experience or able to explore how does environment works. And of course, by exploring the environmental issues, of course, they will be engaged in different types of problems and for them to resolve it. As a result, individuals develop a deeper understanding about environmental issues and they will have or they will acquire the skills to make informed and make responsible decisions. The second one is it is a complex process covering not just events but a strong underlying approach to society building as a whole. And the last definition is that environmental education is aimed at producing a citizenry that is knowledgeable concerning the biophysical environment and its associated problems, aware of how to help solve these problems, and motivated to work toward their solution. In this process, individuals will gain awareness of their environment and acquire knowledge, skills, values, and experiences, and also determination, so which enable them to act individually and collectively to solve the present and future environmental problems. The next question that we will going to answer is that what can we get from environmental education or are the benefits we are going to get? The first benefit that we are going to get in this environmental education is that it boosts critical thinking and creative thinking skills. So environmental education inspires students to research, inquire about how and why specific things happen, and later make their own decisions about complex environmental issues. By progressing and strengthening the critical and creative thinking skills, ecological education motivates young generation consisting of consumers, workers, and policy and decision makers. The discussion of this environmental education enables children to evaluate the circumstances that are affecting the environment. The second one is that it helps or it promotes healthy lifestyle. There are numerous problems that we are facing in this generation, such as obesity and anxiety. So it does not allow students from getting out more frequently. The environment has the healing ability and the environmental activity ensures the students to make the best use of their time. So this education in schools makes students go outside and become active. Also when face-to-face classes will be available. It also assists in addressing many health issues that students these days are going through. So since we will be home quarantine, so the students will be prone to anxiety and obesity. The second one is that we will have much required break from our routine. So when the school's major subjects curriculum is vital, sometimes getting away from the routine also helps students discover their love for nature. Environmental education is one of the best learning methods to make students get out of the classroom and engage in hands-on activity. It makes the students feel active and lively and also caters as a fun break for students. The fourth one is the responsible action is taken to better the environment. So the environmental education helps students understand how their decisions and actions change the environments, strengthens their knowledge and skills needed to address a complex environmental issues and ways that we can take actions to keep our environment a sustainable for the future. The fifth one is learning about environmental challenges. So the students have hands-on activities. Therefore, they will learn how environmental issues affect other issues that present in our generation. The sixth one is restoring the environmental balance. Okay, so since they have understand the environmental issues, of course, they will have understanding or knowledge how to balance the environment. They will also have an idea how to maintain and preserve the mother nature. The last one is the environment as a career prospect. Why is that? So this environmental education prepares students and encourages them to pursue the same as a career. So the students can prepare themselves for a career that can comprise everything from making a nursery to water sampling to interview locals about the disaster preparedness to meeting with lawmakers to influence policy or being an environment writer. So if they are into planting, of course, sooner or later they will discover their interest in environmental prospects and issues. So the next question that we will going to know is that what are its components? So what are the parts of this environmental education? The first component is the awareness and sensitivity to the environment and environmental challenges. The second one is knowledge and understanding of the environment and environmental challenges. And then the attitudes of concern for the environment and motivation to improve or maintain environmental quality. And also, the last one is the skills to identify and help resolve the environmental resolution of environmental challenges. The last question is that how does it differ from environmental education? So when we say environmental education, it increases public awareness and knowledge of environmental issues, whereas environmental education only provided facts or opinions about these environmental issues. Then it does teach individuals critical thinking, as what I have mentioned, while the environmental information does not necessarily teach individuals critical thinking. So kasi it focused on information. The third one is environmental education enhance individuals' problem solving and decision making skills. While the environmental information, it does not necessarily enhance individuals' problem solving and decision making skills. And the last one, it does not advocate a particular viewpoint. While the environmental information, it advocates particular viewpoints focused on the information or the opinions and facts about the issues. Okay, so I hope you have understand my topic about global and environmental education. So thank you for watching.